Well, hi guys, welcome to this session tonight. It's 8 o'clock on a Monday night in the UK. Had a lot going on today. Thought I'd just jump in, do a quick off-the-cuff session, show you what I'm looking at. Okay, so let's get down to business. Right. So, first thing I want to be doing is checking the calendar and seeing what the news is for tomorrow. So it's December the 1st. Sorry, no, it's December the 2nd actually. And you can see there's been a bit of US news today. ISM manufacturing PMI, positive, so positive for the dollar. And then you've had ISM manufacturing prices, which are orange straight after that. So that's possibly reflected in the price of the dollar and the gold. So, or gold against the dollar. So 2:45, 3 o'clock. Let's have a look at gold. So 2:45. We can actually do a replay on this. So let's go down to the 15-minute chart. And we're going to go so 2:45, so start at 12 o'clock. Okay. So let's have a watch and let's just see what happened when the news took place. Okay, so with gold against the dollar on the 15-minute chart, and we're going to press play. So what's the time now? 2:15, 40. So 2:45 was here, so nothing really happened. Okay, so big news tomorrow, 3 p.m. UK time. We've got jobs opening. So if we're buying gold, we want red here. If we're selling gold or shorting gold, we want green here, potentially. Normally, it goes the opposite way to the dollar. So let's see what happened to the dollar today on the same time frame at start at 12 o'clock. Okay, so let's do a playback, replay. Select bar, 12 o'clock. Okay, so we're doing the same as we did before, and we're going to stop on 2:45 is there. Okay, so let's have a look, see what happened with the dollar at that time, see if it moved with that news. 2:45. Put a little marker in there so we know what we're looking for. Dollar. Yeah, there you go. So, as you can see, the dollar got pretty strong after that news, and then it tanked. Now, we can use this news and not trade directly off the news, but if we start building in some other nice features, let's build in, let's go back to gold against the dollar. So what I want to start building in is a volume footprint. A volume footprint is basically all the orders. Okay, so there it is. That's a 15-minute chart. So let's go up to the 4-hour chart. It's going to take a little while to load. Now this volume footprint is only available on Premium with TradingView. Now if you do need to get an account with TradingView, there's a few benefits and bonuses with a link on my partner's program with them. So you can click the link, it's on my link tree, on my socials, that sort of thing. So if you do want those benefits, you can click through. There's also a broker account for IC Markets on there as well, a link for that if you do need a broker's account. So what we're looking at here, I mean there's a lot more to it, but in simple terms we're looking at these delta figures here. So you can see there's more sellers in the market. Yes, we can analyse these boxes, which we will later on, but initially this is a very, very potentially a conclusive way of deciding on whether to actually execute a trade or not. If everything else stacks up with the candlesticks, like this, and then you move on to the deal flow. So let's look where the support is. It's a horizontal line, just around about there. So yep, it's touched there, it's touched there. Okay, so it's quite a nice solid piece of support. So what I want to do is wait for we want to wait, let's put a little note on there, wait for price this support on the 4-hour. Okay, so we're waiting for that. Now it looks like it might come back down here. So really, could do a fib retracement. I think really we're just going to put a little box in here actually initially. So let's say that box is around that area there. I'm looking to buy gold in that area. Now, once we get this area filled, potentially, if we do, we might not. It might continue going straight up. Who knows? But what I would do, potentially, is wait for that area. And then I might move over to silver at the same sort of time. Because if you jump between silver and gold, now this is not planned, it's off the cuff, it looks fairly similar to me. Not that similar, but you know, we've got a bit of a drop down here on silver. We've got a drop down here on gold. Price went up here on silver, but the price went up before on gold. So really silver's followed that on this last bit. So silver potentially, okay, so I've already got a level of support there from before. Let's move that up to there. Okay, so support is probably, and then obviously got the psychological price of $30, which is there. So I think I'm going to look at that as a level of support. I'm going to look at that also as a level of support of 30 on the button, just so I know where a 30 is. And then what we'd do, we'd go into volume footprint. Wait for it to load. Okay. Okay, so look, we've got a buy zone potentially setting up here anyway. And what this green box is doing is picking the area based on the orders. And as you can see, we're in a minus 167 there. We're in a minus 1,000 here. Minus 480. See what you can do with this. You can see the, let's go back here. You can see a little delta. The delta is the difference between the sellers and the buyers. So there's 30 here, so that's potentially a bullish sign. That's a very bullish sign, 542 on the delta. And you can see this green bar, obviously, up here. And then we've got 309, bullish. But then you can see it hasn't actually taken off here, so you can't rely on this completely. You've got to have a few other parts of the strategy to understand when to get in. I mean, this is not the time to get in anyway for a buy because we're up high. If you zoom out a little bit, you wouldn't buy up there. Okay, it might be going that way, but that's an emotional buy. We can see here, the sellers are running out. So sellers, minus 600, big sellers there, minus 37, lots of sellers here, but about almost break even, to a bit of a fight between the bears and the bulls. Prices come down further, minus 134, then some minus 480, and then we're in the plus figures again, so very strong bullish signal here. Okay, with the 1,111. Okay, so it's also a very large wick here on that particular bar. So there's nothing there at the moment. We've got to wait for the price to come back down to this buy zone, potentially here. But so potentially somewhere around here, maybe looking at buying silver around the 30, potentially between the 30. It's probably going to be this area of support that I'm looking at. Get lower prices, even better. But I'll be looking in that range there to potentially be buying, or at least starting my analysis on a buy there with silver. Okay. Palladium. Switch back to the candlesticks. Now palladium's been doing some extreme moves recently. I mean, you can see that it didn't actually fall off the edge of the cliff. It sort of rolled down the cliff and never really sort of pulled back. That's the thing with palladium. If you zoom out on this, you can just see the price is just... It's not trending. It's just dropping. Put a trend line down there. But that doesn't really help me at all, because you're not going to ever get into a trade here on these pullbacks unless you're getting in on the small, really small time frames, potentially, but that's not enough confirmation for me on the higher time frames to want to get in on the lower time frames. And you'll be getting in for a short on those. Right, so we're going to be doing the same as what we just did with silver. We're going to be analysing where the price is at the moment, what the price action is doing on palladium, and whether it's a possible buy. So price has come back up here above this level. It's then come back down, bounced off here, and it's faffing around here, up and down, up and down, up and down. It possibly could range in this zone here. If it breaks out, then it may do this, it may not, who knows? It could go any way. It might do that, or it might do this. I'm just outlining the possible options. Because what we're doing now, we're really creating our trading plan. Obviously, we've got to write down our trading plan and what we're actually doing, but instead, I'm drawing it on the charts so I can just visually look at it and see where we are. At some point, if this carries on, it can either go up once it breaks out of this range it's starting to form, or it could go down. So we've got lots of different possibilities, or it could just go straight down. Who knows? That's the bottom line with trading. You never know. Expect the unexpected is normally the best way to understand what's going to happen. Now let's go to the deal flow. Just wait for that to load. Okay. So you see, there's green down here. Now this area potentially is what the institutions, hedge funds, etc. be looking at. So now I've analysed that level, maybe they're thinking about these levels. And if you look at it, around about 900, we might see those lower prices. Let's just see what happened back here. I mean, all you have to do really is look at these bars, and you can see there's lots of wicks, and there's a move. There's a move. Bit of indecision here. Move. Indecision there. Move. And then a huge engulfing bar. But it hasn't continued. So it's come lower. Another big red bar. And then we've got a bit of indecision here. So this is when all the buyers are coming in. Potentially there's more buyers. Push the price up in those 4 hours and it's come back down again. So it's, if I switch over to the where was it there? So yeah, you can see here we have a big sell-off. Delta is minus 717. And we have a big, see the buyers are 150, so it's a lot higher. That's why the price has been pushed up, come back down again. And then a bit more sellers, more sellers in the market, more sellers, and then you have that big amount of buyers there. So 542 is a delta. So that was a possible start to potentially buy. Then you're going to zoom in. There's that bar. Go down to the 15-minute. Yeah, I'm assuming it's that bar. No. So we're looking for that big delta again. There it is. You see, we got 214 here, 953 here, 584 here. We've got a series of nice green deltas. And obviously we've got a few more sellers in the market. Sorry, no we haven't. We've got delta of 871. I'm looking at the wrong thing. 871 there, so it's green again. Here we've got a few more sellers again. And then here we've got about break even, more or less, between sellers and buyers. Here, about break even. Here you've got more buyers, break even, more sellers, then we're down here, more sellers, and then we're back to buyers again, buyers. See, the buyers are holding this level all the way along. Buyers, and then we're here. So the general sentiment from what I can see here is that it's a possible buy on palladium, but we may see lower prices if we zoom out, and we're looking at that price potentially down at this level down here. Okay, so back to gold. Okay, so Bitcoin. You can see Bitcoin's just sitting in that red zone at the moment on the 4-hour chart. A lot of red deltas. So let's just jump over to this system here. Okay, so Bitcoin Cash, possibly setting up for a long, not quite, no, we got Sniper, we got Trend is against us, so no, and also you look at this trend line and it's not really going anywhere. It is here, you can see it goes up, it goes down. Going up, but it's not actually that steep. It's going up steeper here because of this, but we've got to wait on that one. Remember, this is the hourly chart, so Luna, that's 2 behind. So fast on the fast setups. Okay, so we have AVAX. Let's have a look. Okay, AVAX is on the hour. We've got half an hour till the close of the bar. Looking like it could be a setup if we continue to have this green here. So if the price stays around here, in 25 minutes it's a possible buy. Bitcoin Cash, we just looked at that, we've got no trend. BNB. Now, we haven't got a trend here. However, if you zoom out, we are quite low. We've got support. Not really convinced there's any support. Maybe. You see, with support and resistance, the closer the time frame, or the closer the time that the support was formed or the resistance was formed, really makes it stronger. So obviously this target line here has been set potentially with a tool, because there's quite a few bounces along here, bounce here, but not really convincing. Right, BTC USD. Okay, so we have got trend pointing down. Now, if we're ranging clearly, then could be a possible buy, but I'm not really that convinced. Got a big drop here. I don't know. Okay, so next dodge. Again, there's no trend. It's pointing down. You might hit target if you took this on the, or you might not. Target is about here, probably a bit better about there. EOS. Okay, so this is saying buy here, but trend is pointing up. Vector averages pointing up, but this is still red. So Ethereum. Okay, so Ethereum, we've got everything apart from the trend. I'm just not convinced at the moment, really, with crypto in terms of trading it. Investing, obviously, is a different kettle of fish, but when it comes to these markets just consolidating, just going sideways, I mean, there's no clear direction. Remember that old saying, trend is your friend until the end. So obviously, like, for example, this is trend, well, it's flying, but it's trending up. The trend line is almost vertical, but it didn't carry on. And that's the end. When it goes back over that trend line. Now it's just ranged since then, you see. KSM. Sideways. No real clear direction. Uniswap, I mean, you wouldn't be able to get these trades at all because there's just not enough movement there. I mean, that would have been a lovely move, but you've got none of the trend there until later. By that time, it's a bit late, because if the price was here, you'd start thinking it might actually be turning back down again. Dash, I took a Dash trade quite recently. It lost. In fact, I think it's on the 4 hour that I actually took the Dash. which I'll have a look at in a minute. GLMR, Moonbeam. Okay, now we're down to the previous bars. So what you've got over here is you've got one, look back. So you're looking back at these here on this scanner. 2 means it's 2 bars behind. Okay, so we're on this bar here. We've got the previous bar, which an hour ago it closed, and this was the... Yeah, so once we're actually on this bar. This would have given us the sniper signal there. Litecoin. Oh, nice move on Litecoin. Now that would have been a beautiful trade. But, you say a beautiful trade, but look where this big bar, the entry point would have been here. Luna, big move too. Right, quick look at the 4-hour chart on slow. Okay, Luna. Okay, Luna again. So, Bitcoin Cash on the 4-hour. I mean, you just have to look at that and say, well, which way is that going? We might see a huge pullback. We might not. No one knows. We will know, because it's going to go one way or the other. And I would have thought, from experience, it's more likely to come down. More likely. Just across the board, really, with crypto, I think. Because all you've got to do is look, zoom out. Just have a look and see if there's any daily setups. BNB. No. Bitcoin. Okay, let's give me a potential short, you see, on Bitcoin on the daily. Now, obviously, we don't have the trend, but we might be able to get a short here on the pullback. So, instead of staying up all night, I'm going to wait and see what happens with this daily Bitcoin trade, potentially, because we've got a short signal. The trend is going up, so we're looking for a pullback, a reversal on the price. And if you look at this, it's come down, it's gone up, it's failed. We've got lower highs. So let's put a line in there, because these highs are lower. So if we do get a signal first thing in the morning, I will move my target down to there, and that's where my take profit potentially will be, and stop loss will be, it's given me a stop right up here. Well, it hasn't really. That should be the take profit down there. I've got to wait for the bar to close before it. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So that's given me the possible stop loss position. Give me take profit, which I need to move down to here. Because we might get another bar like this overnight, you see, wake up in the morning and then we've got the price here. Then we think, oh, maybe it's a buy then instead. But we have to wait and see. So just back to Bitcoin on TradingView. on the daily. Yep. Okay, so tomorrow morning I will be back on having a look at the charts. And one to watch for tomorrow is jobs openings at 3 o'clock UK time, and obviously we've got non-farm payroll on Friday. A lot of news this week for the dollar, so I think anything trading against the dollar is going to be the potential trades, long or short. Thank you for joining. I'll see you in the next session.